Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and I've been teaching managers how to coach for over 20 years. Here's the really funny thing. I still get the question today, what is coaching? Now, I think we can all have our own interpretations, our own definitions, but let me share this with you. Coaching, from our vantage point, is somebody's willingness and investment in somebody else where they might not otherwise invest in themselves. Now, how do we go about doing that? One of the things that we hear when we talk to prospective clients or people out in the community is, I don't have time to coach. Then it begs the question, well, I wonder who does the hiring when somebody leaves the organization? Because aren't those the same people who don't have time? So here's the funny thing. Coaching is an investment. It's a structured investment in somebody else. It doesn't just magically happen. The reason I stress that point so much is we are creatures of habit. When I do my webcasts or I do public speaking or executive group sessions, what I always ask is, what happens when somebody out in the cubicles has their boss come up to them and say, John, I need to see you in my office right away. What's John's first impression? I've never once, in all the years of asking that question, had somebody say something positive. What people typically respond with is, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. What did I do wrong? Am I getting fired? Am I getting reprimanded? Why is that? Because we're creatures of habit. We see things that are wrong. We see results that are lacking. We want to fix them. So we're triggered. What do we need to do as good coaching cultures in organizations to get better? First of all, we have to measure our workplace cultures. Now, I'm not talking the annual engagement study where everybody gets a beautiful binder and colored graphs and reports that we do nothing with. Now, those reports are valuable. But let's say we're measuring an organization and their team work has received a low score. How do we get managers who, by the way, say they don't have time to raise those scores? Do they know how to coach teamwork? Or are they going to bring everybody in and say, come on, everybody, we got to become better teammates, which is really what I call rhetorical management. If that worked, I wouldn't be in business. So when we think about coaching, it's an investment, a structured, scheduled investment in a person or other people. Now, when we think about coaching, we also have to realize it takes time. It's like a foreign language. So I want you to think about at your organizations, what is coaching? What is your definition? Then what are the actions that represent that definition? And you will be ahead of the competition. Number 2, please don't train your managers on coaching. Doesn't that sound backwards coming from me? But don't train your managers on coaching unless you provide them support services. Let's be honest, we all learn better when the material directly applies to us. So what do you do when you have a manager come to you and say, I've got 2 veterans, very established, very well respected, subject matter experts, but they don't work well together. What do I do? Or what do I do with the millennial who wants to be promoted by next Tuesday? And by the way, they started last Thursday. What do I do when I have someone who's an aging veteran who keeps bringing up retirement but doesn't want to accept the new policies and procedures? These are the things that our managers face every single day. And if we don't have the language, the practice, the skills, the intuitive nature to ask good coaching questions so people can see themselves, then we're leaving it to chance. So my advice is define coaching, list the actions that represent that definition, train on those things, practice those things, and provide support services for those things, and you will be ahead of the competition. Thanks.